Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Cowboys in line to hit CeeDee Lamb with significant potential fine. Well, we knew it would come to this, didn't we? The Cowboys are opening minicamp, mandatory, not voluntary OTAs, and star wide receiver CeeDee Lamb will not be on hand. Lamb is still waiting for a new contract to materialize with the Cowboys, a process that should get a jump start now that the other major franchise receiver, Justin Jefferson, has agreed to a deal with the Vikings. Jefferson signed a 4-year, $140 million contract on Monday, making him the league's highest-paid wide receiver. It is unclear if Lamb will insist on getting more than Jefferson, or will take a contract worth a notch below. Either way, no deal is in place, and so, the Dallas Morning News reports, Lamb will face financial penalties. The Dallas Cowboys wide receiver was not at team meetings Tuesday morning as mandatory minicamp began, a person familiar with the situation told the Dallas Morning News. The decision to sit out leaves him subject to be fined roughly $100,000 by the organization should he miss the entire minicamp this week, the publication wrote on its website. Now, $100,000 is $100,000, and it is certain that Lamb does not want to shell out that kind of loot. But it has been clear all along that the Cowboys intended to play hardball with the 3 star players on the roster who are in need of contract extensions: Lamb, edge rusher Micah Parsons, and quarterback Dak Prescott. That makes some sense. All 3 have the potential to be the highest-paid players at their respective positions. That could mean paying in the neighborhood of $35 million annually for both Lamb and Parsons, and $60 million for Prescott. In a league with a 53-man roster and a $255 million salary cap in 2024, likely $260 million next year, paying 3 players a combined $130 million eats right into a team's wiggle room. And it's especially unpalatable to have that kind of payout for a trio that has won just 1 playoff game in the last 3 seasons together. The playoff record is not going to halt Lamb from asking for Jefferson-type money, though. Lamb is currently slated to play 2024 on his option year, worth $18 million. He can afford the $100,000. Lamb and Jefferson might well be neck and neck as the best receivers in football, or at least the best in the NFC. He is coming off a year in which he led the league with 135 receptions and totaled 1,749 yards. In all, he has averaged 78.0 yards per game in his career and had 102.9 yards per game last season. Lamb was tied for 4th at Pro Football Focus among grades for 2023 wide receivers, with a 91.2. That was behind Tyreek Hill, who earns an average of $30 million per year, Ayuk and Amon-Ra St. Brown. He was tied with Nico Collins and Jefferson. The good news is that with Jefferson's deal in the books, the wheels are expected to turn more earnestly on Lamb. That could save him some fine money from the Cowboys. CBS Sports insider Josina Anderson reported on Twitter/X, untold talks between the #Cowboys and CeeDee Lamb are expected to speed up, beyond its previous pace, since there's at least a number with the announcement of #Vikings Justin Jefferson's record-setting non-quarterback contract extension today, per source. Cowboys great Zach Martin addresses retirement timeframe. The Dallas Cowboys drafted guard Zach Martin with the 16th overall pick in the 2014 NFL Draft. That may not seem like that long ago, but blink and you'll realize that Martin has now been in the league for 10 seasons, and he's heading into his 11th. And what a wonderful career it has been so far for the 6'4", 315-pound Stonewall out of Notre Dame. He's played every single snap of his career with the Cowboys, earning 9 Pro Bowl appearances and 7 All-Pro nods. He's been great, to say the least, but football is a sport that gets tough to play in your 30s, even for the greats. Martin is only 33, but that's long in the tooth for gritty offensive linemen like him. Too long in the tooth, though? Martin isn't ruling out the possibility that 2024 could be his final season. I'm not saying 100%, but I think it's definitely in the realm of possibilities, Martin told the Dallas Morning News when asked about the 2024 season being his last in the league. It's worth pointing out that Martin's contract does run through the 2025 season with Dallas, but at this juncture of his Hall of Fame career, money likely doesn't matter as much as whether or not his body can hold up for 2 more seasons. One has to imagine Dallas' ability, or lack thereof, to make a run at the Super Bowl could also play a role in what Martin decides, but for now, he's clear that he's only focusing on that journey and nothing else. And that's one thing I don't want to do, he said. For myself, I don't want to be thinking, oh, this is it. This is it. I want to stay in the moment, and I want to play the best that I can play at this point and be the best right guard this team needs on a weekly basis. And then after the season, we'll figure out what's going on. Breaking, Dallas Cowboys HC Mike McCarthy provides crucial update on Ceedee Lamb's contract negotiation. The Dallas Cowboys made headlines this morning thanks to Ceedee Lamb. Dallas started their mandatory minicamp today. However, Lamb chose to skip the minicamp this morning. Now, it has left people wondering if a deal is going to get done between Lamb and the Cowboys before the regular season begins. Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy does not seem worried about this possibility. His comments on the subject should provide some clarity on the situation below. According to Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network, Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy revealed that Ceedee Lamb has been engaged despite not showing up for the mandatory minicamp this morning. Along with that, McCarthy does not seem concerned that this will be a problem for the Cowboys moving forward. He framed it as Lamb being a veteran. Because of this, McCarthy does not have an issue with how veterans prepare for the regular season and called Lamb's current position a business decision. As mentioned above, Lamb did not show up for the Cowboys minicamp this morning. This creates even more speculation as to what the Cowboys will do about this situation. Right now, Lamb is expected to make just under $18 million in 2024 due to Dallas picking up the 5th year of his rookie contract. However, Lamb had one of most productive 2023 seasons of any wide receiver in the NFL. What did he do last season? Well, Lamb had 135 receptions, 1,749 receiving yards, and 12 touchdown receptions. An important note here is that the elite wide receiver market is getting larger and larger. Recently, Minnesota Vikings Justin Jefferson just received a massive contract extension. What did this extension look like? Jefferson is expected to make $35 million annually over the next 4 seasons. Because of this extension, Jefferson is now the highest-paid non-quarterback in the NFL. There are a lot of things at play for the Cowboys right now. For one thing, Mike McCarthy could be on the hot seat this season if Dallas ends up having another disappointing year. Then, the Cowboys need to think about how that performance could impact the team's future plans. Lamb is expected to make around the same amount of money that Jefferson received annually. Then, the Cowboys need to make a decision on whether or not they will offer QB Dak Prescott a large extension. With nearly $100 million potentially being taken up by these 2 players, there is a chance the Cowboys could blow it up. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Ceedee Lamb? Leave your opinion in the comments.